Let's talk about an oil and gas pump. This is an ethylene pump that was offline for 2 weeks, and the claim is that for every hour, $100,000 was lost. They turned this ethylene into ethanol, and so this was a big case. They flew in engineers, the manufacturing company, the design engineers came in from the UK. So the concern was, how does this actually work? Are people going to be able to understand? So we've got some design drawings, and here is the rendering, and you see the volutes in the centrifugal pump. So here's how it works. First, the discharge valve is opened, and the yellow fluid, which is the ethylene, goes to the check valve, and then the suction valve is open, and the ethylene goes down, and because it's denser than the nitrogen, it falls down. Nitrogen is shown in green, and ethylene is shown in yellow, and we want to purge all of the nitrogen out so that we have a lubrication system for this centrifugal pump, for this 9-stage centrifugal pump. And so as you fill this out, the nitrogen bleeds out. But the problem was they actually started the pump prematurely before all the nitrogen bled out, per their testimony. And so we're able to actually show the nitrogen bubbles forming and going through the centrifugal pumps and going up the volutes and causing damage to the bushings. As the nitrogen and ethylene are getting mixed, we illustrate this with the light green material, which is still not a lubrication, enough lubrication for this pump. And so it would even cause damage to the bushings. And so we show that here. The pump is on. There's nitrogen in the system, and then we zoom in and show it here. Nitrogen and ethylene mixed together, nitrogen bubbles, and damage to the bushing and shaft. There is improper lubrication in this system due to improper operation. But let's not stop there. Okay, let's show how the pump was supposed to be operated and show it working correctly. So the discharge valve is open, and then the suction valve is open. And when the suction valve is open, the ethylene, shown in yellow, begins to fill the nitrogen pad and purge the nitrogen. Remember, the ethylene acts as a lubricant, and so it prevents the damage of the shaft and bushing. And so we see that the ethylene properly fills up the void there and purges the nitrogen as the bleed valves in the middle there are opened and closed sequentially. And so we continue to open the other bleed valve to the left, as you see. And when you open the suction valve, it continues to bleed out the remaining nitrogen. Okay? And so now the nitrogen is completely bled out, and we have proper lubrication in the pump. Now the centrifugal pump, we can commence pumping operations, and when this occurs, we see the flow, the proper flow, and we see the damaged bushings are no longer there because the pump is operating correctly. So this is an illustration of the sequence that the pump operator should have followed, but they did not. They improperly operated the pump, causing the damage to the bushings, causing a 2-week delay with no pumping from this 9-stage centrifugal pump.